Hello, it's Mia, and oh gosh, I'm trying to get good light, but I swear there's 21 houses where I live, and there's at least 100 kids. Everyone else has between 4 and 10 kids each. I don't know why they have to stop the bus right next to my car and have all these people touching my car all the time. Anyways, I just won't look at them. What am I going to do? I just won't look at them. Anyways, I was really mad when I got home. These kids out here, they're from a different country. And I don't have anything about people. I know a lot of people from a different country and they don't really bother me. But some people, they're like these people will mess with you. They'll get in your face. They'll throw rocks at you. You go check the mail and the little girl, then they start the little girl is like, "You're not coming over here." I just kept walking. I didn't even look at her. Sometimes, if they mess with me, I'll just say hi and just mind my own business. Sometimes, every day I feel like I live in a prison trying to hide from the neighbors. Every day, I want to just sit on the porch or just go in my backyard and do some gardening, flower pot gardening, or just, walk down the street, even take the garbage out. Sometimes you want to do something. You don't want people watching every move you make. "Oh, what is that lady doing? Ooh. But then again, I've been to other people's houses and the neighbors have a whole bunch of junk piled outside and loose animals, and my boss has neighbor's dog poops right next to her car door, and she throws it. I won't say anything. I don't want to get anyone in trouble. But one lady I take the kids to, they were in a really quiet neighborhood near here, and she actually wanted to rent that house. But the people up the street, they had this huge dog they'd always let loose. This other lady at my work, she was talking to the other lady, "Oh, remember that time I got bit by the dog? Well, I saw them again, and we were at the park, and that dog was running around loose, and the lady was, really far away, and the next thing I knew, the dog was in a fight with another dog, and she's I want to report it, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know who this lady is," and all this. But I'm oh, that would suck to be bit by a dog. I mean, sometimes people just, I don't know, sometimes people just don't know how to act, and I'm not perfect. Maybe the neighbors are mad at me because I don't come and have conversations with them, or I don't know. I mean, these are just little kids. I mean, I'm mad because a 4-year-old yells at me. But every time I drive down the street, she jumps in front of my car. And there's a lot of them that do that, but she doesn't, another kid does it, and they'll yell at you. And I mean, I don't like when 4-year-olds jump in front of my car on purpose, playing chicken to try to see, are you going to stop or not? And there's nobody watching these children. So, like I said, they throw stuff. I've made videos before where I say, "Sounds like somebody's throwing a ball against my car. Why would they do that?" And then you go outside as the car's a mess, and you see, all these ball spots all over everything. You see, well, they hit it here, 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 here. And it's... Sometimes you just don't want to wash the car just so you could see what they do. But what am I going to do? Call the cops on them? I've done that when a kid vandalized my car, completely vandalized it, and the cops are "We're not even going to come to your house because all they're going to do is get mad and do something worse to your car." It's okay, thanks. And I even had one of the workers where I lived, it was an apartment, she pulls up in this big red shiny Cadillac. "Oh, you see my old 1991 car. Oh, big deal. You can buff that out," or this and that. I'm I'm sure if she had her big old Cadillac vandalized like my car, she wouldn't be so calm and say there's nothing wrong with your car. Just because it's a 91 and it's almost near mint condition, less than 100,000 miles, it doesn't matter if it was a beater and it was completely demolished. I don't want some kid sitting on the hood of my car scratching stuff all over the entire hood or wherever he did. I don't have that car anymore, but now they just write all over everyone's car with stuff, and I've come out there and had the hood of my car covered in blood, and it's okay, I just will go get the rubber gloves and wash it off because that's nasty. I don't know whose blood that is. It's disgusting. But I mean, I don't do that to them. I just don't get it. Anyways, this is not why I made the video. I made the video because I feel crazy. I'm acting crazy. I feel crazy. I'm taking a homeopathy shift, which today actually our patient never showed up, which was depressing because we only had one. And we ended up doing a case anyways. It was a little bit slow paced. The thing is, we've taken 4 classes in homeopathy. I just completed 4. It might be 5. I think it's at least 4 classes in homeopathy. You can take 4 more for certificate, but you need 2 shifts, and then you also need so many hours preceptoring with a homeopath. I don't know the rules about that, which I may consider getting. I forgot about that certificate, but the thing is, right now the elective is at night, and it's right the night before the cardio quizzes at 7:30 in the morning. So I don't know. I'm trying not to push it. Why try to get a certificate? When I'm a doctor, I can do as much I could do only homeopathy if I wanted to. You can hear all these kids screaming. I'm saying I don't mind because I'm saying I don't mind. Realistically, I want to be sitting somewhere in a condo that's really quiet, or a house in a quiet neighborhood where occasionally you'll see some neighbors riding their tricycles or walking dogs and going to play tennis up the street somewhere. That's what I want to live. But I told some guy every place isn't perfect, right? And he's like, oh, my place is perfect. Perfect neighbors, nobody throwing blood on a car, no kids jumping out in front of your car every single day. That's not even the point of my conversation, but basically I have had a hard time with some people at my school telling me absolutely get off the shift because you don't want to have a shift that's not busy enough. And then because I refused to let them change my schedule, they penalized me, and I don't know. Some people don't believe in homeopathy, so I have kids who won't take medicine. They won't take conventional medicine. I think they had Tylenol once, if even that. One of them had it once, I think. Like one little spoonful of it. They haven't. Maybe she had it twice. Maybe my daughter had it twice. Like 2. I can't even remember. I remember having a bottle in the cupboard once, but I'm pretty sure it ended up in the garbage pretty fast. My kids have taken a few homeopathic remedies, and they've drank some herbal teas that I bought from the store or from the medicinary. That's it. They've had vaccinations, but they cannot take pills. They'll take vitamin C occasionally because they'll get sick. There's always so many people at their school coughing and having disgusting coughs and all this stuff. Anyways, I really believe anytime my children have taken homeopathy, they have immediately gotten better. In fact, I think I have had doctors give my son single dose prescription of his remedy. Most of it's over the counter, so it's not like I'm trying to say I'm practicing medicine without a license, but most of it's over the counter at the health food store or wherever store you want to go to and get it. So currently I've seen this medicine work. It's used a lot in India. Basically, they're like super diluting this stuff. The more dilute it is, the more, the stronger it is, which is really strange. We've been learning a little bit more about it even today. Every time they try to describe it as good, then they always draw pictures. First you do this, then say you take like a certain plant and you take it and you mush it up in a mortar and a pestle, and then I guess you put this milk lactose solid in there, milk sugar, and then you mush it up 3 times and you do this and you pour this water. I've had it written down so many times. Basically, when we use homeopathy, we don't make it from scratch. Because some of these things you have to mush up like thousands of times and shake so many times. The original guys, like 200 years ago, they did it by hand. But also, regular doctors would go and make their medications by hand and, have them, or that's the whole symbol at the, what do you call that place? I don't even know what they call those places. They're like everywhere, where you get prescriptions filled. Pharmacy, they have the little mortar and the pestle. Basically, the point is, I've been having a lot of opposition, and my teachers had a lot of opposition, and some of the teachers have quit. A lot of teachers are quitting, and most people who have transferred to our school have liked it better than their school. And there's a lot of help people have gotten from natural medicine. There's a lot of help people have gotten from diet and lifestyle change. There's been a lot of help with people who did not like doctors, who came to a natural path, or even on the shift with a chiropractor. We found someone who had really, really high blood pressure. She refused to take pharmaceuticals, but we were able to refer her to another naturopath, because our chiropractor didn't like, he wanted to do the physical medicine. He didn't want to be doing supplements or medications or tinctures. They might have given her a tincture. She probably already had one, but she didn't know how serious it was. And because she didn't want to go to a traditional allopathic physician, she came to us for a physical medicine complaint and was able to have us say, wow, your blood pressure's through the roof and you have vascular changes that we could see through your eyes. So I never want to say, man, this profession sucks, the people suck, and this and that and other, but this past couple weeks, wow. Ooh. I've had incidences with teachers, like, once a term, but it's getting crazy. But I'm not a business person. The school is a business. I mean, the first few classes that they have in the Ware Book Room, there's like 14 people. If even that for the graduating class. And I think about, there was many, maybe there's hundreds of naturopathic or traditional health medicine schools. More than 100 years ago, they got shut down. In a lot of the schools, even like University of Michigan, they did a lot of homeopathy. A lot of the traditional medical schools that people are really familiar with were schools like mine that did natural medicine and homeopathy, but the American Medical Association shut them all down, called it quackery, because there could be people out there saying, oh yeah, just take herb, take this. I mean, even how many prescription meds kill people or don't work on certain people. That's why people switch medications all the time. We also prescribe medication, so I'm not saying that that's bad. We also prescribe, beta blockers, and if necessary, I prefer to do other methods. And even the newer doctors that are in charge of some of the interactions, they're not in charge, but they can make their own decisions about things. I had the old school doctor say, give the patient a diuretic for their high blood pressure. And she's like, no, I'm going to put her on a prescription. But in my mind, I felt like she took a tincture for a week. It didn't work. And this person wants to put her on a diuretic, like dandelion. And this guy has been a doctor for many years. I would have put her on that for a week. I mean, that dandelion that will really clean out your excess fluid. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but I don't even drink a lot of that stuff during school because we're sitting in school all day, not at home, close to the restroom. So basically, I'm trying to calm myself down. That's why I'm making a video. Basically, I've just been grumpy and I'm tired, and according to my new schedule, I have 6 days a week of classes and 1 day a week of church, and then I'll have 7 days a week. There'll be 3 weekends where I have 7 days a week. Actually, one of them I think is just a Saturday herbal walk, which will count as like half a credit. Anyways, I woke up this morning, went outside, and late for everything. I have a big clipboard that has like all my notes, all of my check off and my clinic stuff. I completely lost it. I have no idea where it is. I just had it last Tuesday. I hope I didn't leave it. I went to a community clinic at some center somewhere far away from school, and hopefully I didn't leave it there. I'm kind of paranoid, so I need to find it. Basically, I lost my notebook. Couldn't get my son up. Got up at 3 a.m. My son was up, playing on the iPad at 3 a.m. He said he wasn't up. He just couldn't sleep for a few minutes. But I was terrified, and I made him finally, turn everything off, turn the light off. We are done. Of course, I couldn't wake him up today. Daughter was ready for school, didn't feel well, had computer issues, couldn't print her paper, had printer issues. It was a mess. And then I'm like, I have a lab. And these teachers don't like you being late for class, because they take attendance, and it was actually IV lab. I made a mess. The person that I was doing the IV on was wearing a white sweater. I'll say white sweater, mess, and warm blood fell through my gloves. Sorry, that was the first time I did it, and the thing was I got excited and pulled the needle out too early. That's basically the thing. But the second time was fine. So, second time was only a tiny bit messy, and it wasn't really that messy. She said it wasn't, but I think it was. But the teacher was like, the person I was doing this on actually ended up being a TA. She's like, well, she said, you did a good job. She's like, I'll give you a rest for a few minutes and do something else. And then the instructor was like, oh, is she ready to do it? I want her to get it. And we're like, okay, let me go get some more gloves. I'll start again. It was fine. I've never done that before. I've never even seen it done before. And I was trying to take notes, so I missed one little part about flicking the little yellow thing off with your finger. I didn't miss that part. I just didn't see how she did it. So that's the problem when you want to take notes so you can go home and review it. It's probably best to just memorize it and then take notes after you watch something. That's my issue. And I'm always the only one who wants to have a piece of paper and take notes. And somebody was reading my other notes, and I got mad because they thought it was like a stack of other notes. I felt so rude. But anyways, there was needles and stuff going around, so I just wanted to remind the person they were my notes, because somebody else already stole my notes this morning when I went to my locker, because you can't have food in a lab where blood is being played with. So basically, I'm rambling on. I just want to say that I had inspection notice on my door. They said they're going to come in the house and paint at the front door. So that sucks. I hate people in my house. A, there's people going to be in my house. B, my kids are supposed to be home alone. C, did I tell you? I don't like people in my house. And when they paint the door, they keep the door wide open, so everyone and their brother can see everything in my whole downstairs. Because the whole downstairs, everything but the bathroom is visible through the front door. And the people that bother me and jump in front of my car and throw rocks at me stand when your door's open. They all look like, if there's 10 kids on the basketball court and you open your front door, they all look like in your front door. And it's stressful. I want to have a peaceful place where I can sit on the couch or sit at the kitchen table and not feel like I have this issue from when I was a kid of just feeling violated, and always, if I feel violated, I will want to stack up boxes and stuff to try to prevent people from seeing me. Like I want to hide behind stuff. But it's worse when I was going to be like, oh, let me call the manager, tell him I don't want you coming to my house right now because I have kids home alone. But it's like none of our business. And then she'll be blaming everyone that the kids are home. Like, I'm already doing that, but they may not be. I think one of them wants to go to daycare, and who knows. Anyways, I'll be home part of the day. I hope they come when I'm home and finish. I'll be home part of the day Saturday. Anyways, it's too much business. I don't think anyone would mess with us with all the people watching. I mean, I kind of wish that me and my kids were like them sometimes. I wish they would go outside and play and say, ooh, what's going on? Ooh, this person went and got, this person has a new backpack. It would be kind of cool if I was like the women out here, get all dressed up in their different ethnic clothes, and they talk to each other, and they like carry babies around and go into the store back and forth. Like, I don't really do that. I just rush to one place and come home and like, gotta study, oh my gosh, and my kids won't play outside and they won't do their house chores, and can somebody take my kids to the movies or something? The people are all married. I'm sure the kids can come and go with their dads and let the moms have a break. But I'm single, and that doesn't really happen. I considered hiring a stranger, but I haven't gotten around to it. Anyways, so I have health insurance paperwork and stuff that's due. It could have been already due. I have a huge packet. I was going to do it on the phone, but there's something else. She's like, oh, that's all done now. I go, wait, what about this other paperwork? Oh, you have other paperwork? Well, then I'm going to send you a packet in the mail. And I got a letter already saying you were supposed to receive a packet and fill it out like 2 weeks ago. And that was like a month ago. So I'm getting paranoid. That's due. I have to redo my business plan. So I'm trying to redo it from scratch. And then there's some inspection thing going on. I had a really shortened break. Could barely get up. Studied a lot during my break. Helped my friend redo her business plan, which if I knew mine needed to be redone, I would have redone mine. Did I say that I'm taking, 23 point something credit hours? They charged me about maybe $100 shy. $16,000 this term for classes. And wow, that's a lot of money. And people are mad because I got a running car that works, that was new 3 years ago. It's like $16,000 for 12 weeks of instruction. Actually, 10 weeks of instruction. That's a lot of money. And I have to go to school year round. And I'm going to school, this particular school, 5 years. I mean, you usually don't have to go year round. You could, but I didn't know you could the way that I was trying to. I don't know. It's confusing. Actually, I did take some classes last summer, but I paid out of pocket because they didn't count as credit hours. So there, I am scared. I came up here telling my daughter, oh my gosh, I don't even know. And then I haven't eaten gluten or corn in a long time because I'm allergic to it. I just ate some because the kids made like chicken nuggets. I ate some the other day, and I'm really allergic. My throat swells. I get sores on my face. I can't breathe. My nose hurts. Right now, I'm so freaking out that I'm just not even going to stress. I'm just go drink a lot of fluids. And the thing is, I was super hungry. I went all day. My dad thought the hours were nice, but I went all day without a break. Okay, I had a break, a 10-minute break to get from this classroom to the next one. And then our last teacher let us out. I asked her, I have a clinic shift right when class ends. Can I leave? Or if you see me leaving early, is that okay? Or can I have permission to leave? You don't need to leave early. The first 15 minutes are just like sitting around anyways. And I'm just like, okay, fine. Because I'm going to let you out at 10 till. I'm like, fine. And 10 till comes and goes. And then she's still talking. And I was like, oh my gosh. Because if you don't show up, your doctor, the first week, if you miss the first week, you will be, some people have different rules. If they say if you're late, you're not getting any patients, or if you're late, and one doctor's like, if you're late, you are going to get docked. You're going to be counted absent. She goes, get here 15 minutes early, because 15 minutes early is better than having to make up 4 hours. If I miss the first week, 4 hours, you miss the first week, they make you retake 20 hours of the shifts. 20 hours, and that's 5 shifts for one you miss the first week. Wow, that's a lot of hours. So basically, right now, I can't think. And I shouldn't say can't, because that's one way the devil likes me to say negative things. Basically, right now, there's 3 things I need to do. First of all, it's late now. I forgot it's after 5. I totally spaced. First of all, I'm going to call this number and tell them that I'm having issues filling out this paperwork, and I was some documents I'd asked for 2-3 weeks ago to prove that I was a student and my income, work study, whatever. These people didn't give them to me, because you ever get one of those emails, you need help from someone, they're the only ones who can do it, and you send them an email and they say, I'm sorry, I'm out of the office, please email this person. So you go back on email, forward it to the other person. That person says, sorry, I'm out of the office. Please email the other person. So, and then it's like, by the time they get back to the office for vacation, they're like, oh, any emails from yesterday back, I'll just delete and not read. I had a lot of business stuff that I was trying to take care of that way. I'm not sure any of it got done. And a lot of them have to do with deadlines. So my friend said keep a notebook of every transaction and phone call you make, or, nowadays internet. I don't necessarily do a very good job. I probably still have the one when she told me about it, because she says, yeah, a lot of times, when she told me that, she was like 76 years old. She's like, I've had this happen a lot where people have said I didn't call or tried to report something or pay a bill on the phone, and they said that you didn't. So it would be nice to have more records. There's some students on my shift today. One of them, I liked her style. I know this person. I think we used to work at our job together my first year. She's really likes helping to teach about herbs, and she's really, she uses paper still. I mean, I'm about to feel like buying a computer. I see a few people that have really old computers like mine, and they still carry them around. But like the lady today, she couldn't even get it to work. She was trying to try for like 2 hours, and she couldn't get it to work. But yeah, this lady had papers, and she had books, and she had all this kind of stuff. And I like that. sometimes I'm like that, and most of the students are 10 to 15 years younger than me, and they don't even own any paper or pencil, and I feel kind of old-fashioned, and I'm bringing paper, pencil, and, like, either my phone or something where I can check. All the notes are put online, so I just, like, no, I mean, I told myself, who cares if I'm the only one with paper right now, because I'm the only one with paper. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. It matters that piece of paper I can go home and read and pass or get honors in the class. And that's my biggest thing. Like I said in another video, one of my doctors, she's like, oh, I clean up all my papers. Can you give me this? Can you give me this? Do you have this? Can you help me with this thing? I don't remember how to do it. And I'm like, and just hearing her, I'm like, well, if I have all my papers, my problem is the first, second year, the papers were all organized in a file cabinet. I don't know what happened after second year. Third and fourth year, it's like chaotic. Or it's like, let's recycle these binders. My friend at least had the shelves where he had the binders with his handwriting, on it with a Sharpie, what it was. But anyways, there's some study guides someone gave me like 2 years ago for one of my classes I have now, and I'm like trying to find them. I don't know if it'll be even possible to find it. So I'm going to push the stop button. I'm going to go try to make some hot cocoa. I need to do grocery shopping. I need to stop eating the kids' food. And I mean, I don't know if I'm so stressed, like I'm missing B12, or I'm missing, like, I need adrenal support, or what. Sometimes it's like I'll go months, years not eating certain foods that I react to, and then all of a sudden, some day like today, I go crazy and just like, oh my gosh, just feed me. I was like, why not eat another avocado just because I've eaten like a whole bag of them in the past week? Usually that's really fulfilling. Why not eat the mushrooms that I have sitting there? Just because they smell funny doesn't mean I can't wash them really well. Like eating them with hot sauce was really good. But right now I'm so overwhelmed. There's so many things to do that I don't even know what to do. I mean, I think the biggest thing right now to do, losing your health insurance, and this one here that I signed up for a few years ago, if I don't renew it, they're not accepting new applicants. If I lose the health insurance, I still have to pay for it every month, but it's affordable, and it doesn't cover much. It covers, I think, a cleaning, no, it doesn't cover any, it covers teeth removal. I used to cover cleaning. It covers, like, if I have emergency medical, dental, and it covers, like, vaccinations and acute different doctor's visits, and I think emergency room. But if I lost that, I wouldn't have any insurance. So I'm like, maybe that should just be my first priority. I think what I should do, there's a reason I keep a home phone so I can fax things. I think what I should do is just fill it out. Call the number, fill it out. Because if they do it on the phone, if they actually let you do this over the phone, they will take 5 minutes and say, is everything the same? Is your income the same? Is your address the same? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. It's all done. You don't have to do anything. But it's taken me days to fill out this paperwork. And I spent a week waiting for it to come in the mail after they told me I should have received it. Then I had to get all this documentation. If you do it over the phone, they don't make you get the documentation because everything's the same. I'm tired of asking the same people for the same letters every few months. But I think I should do that first because it's not only my insurance in case there's emergency really or anything, it's also my kids to help them. It actually pays for them to get their teeth cleaned, I think once a year, maybe twice. But I mean, that's being a single parent with no child support, no help whatsoever from their dad. They have no grandma. My dad talks to us. We used to talk to their their dad's stepdad. We used to talk to him. But, when he was married to his other wife, they used to send birthday cards and stuff, but they got divorced, and he doesn't contact us anymore. It's really hard, so a lot of people complain about people being on welfare and having discount insurance rates and all this stuff. It's like, we still have to pay. I mean, I still have to. People are complaining and saying, like, you get this and that from a certain agency. I'm like, I still have to pay every month. And it doesn't cover anything. Because now every time I go to the dentist, I have to pay 100% of services. But, like I said, if I had an emergency tooth issue or something, and it's going to cover half of it or something, I'd rather have that than to pay multiple thousands of dollars for some special visit. So I think I'm telling myself what I need to do. The health insurance is the most important thing. Health insurance, and then trying to pass this class would be a close second. But having strangers in my house when I'm not home with access to all of my stuff. Like, I brought some of my family's important papers downstairs so that I could help fill out these paperwork. I can't have that stuff sitting down there with these, and they leave the doors open and stuff too. Because they were there a couple of weeks ago, they were leaving, and I had a test to study for. I was like, they were here for like 3-4 hours, and I was trying to deal with the kids. They wouldn't come out of the bathroom, they wouldn't eat. I was trying to carry little bags of food. And then these people are in my house, and there's, like, stuff blowing all over the place, and I'm trying to, the thing is, I let the kids make a mess, because I was studying for 2 weeks of finals, and they had all their water bottles, and all their potato chip bags, and all their toys, and paints, and my son likes to bring out all the videos. My friends are like, why do you even have videos and DVDs and VHS? Like, well, one thing, we just rewatch the same ones over and over. We have no Netflix. We have no cable. We have no satellite. Like, it's like you could have some bunch of videos that you could recycle through and supplement with library TV shows, or I could pay. I mean, the Comcast, I'd be paying. The thing on their thing is like introductory offer. In so many months, it's going to be $170 a month for cable. I'm like I already said, I'm paying for dental and medical care out of pocket, and I'm, single, and I don't have time, so I have to do what's right for me. I let the kids watch videos because we can't go anywhere, and they don't play outside with the neighbors, so, anyways, you gotta do what you gotta do. Right now, I gotta do something, not nothing, because I'm procrastinating, and academics, besides the stupid business plan thing I have to redo, academics used to be really scared that I couldn't handle academics, and now I'm just fearful of all of the stuff that has to be done. I couldn't imagine anyone else who needs to leave the house 7 days a week for about 12 weeks in a row, and then you'll have like a 2-day break, like a Saturday and Sunday off, and then you'll have another 11 weeks of school, and then you'll have like 2 days off, and then you will have another 12 weeks of school, and then 3 shifts during Thanksgiving break and 3 during Christmas break. So I don't know, I'm scared. I can't look at all that picture and stay sane, but even between the next 12 hours from now, I've got a lot to do. It would be nice if I could actually make a video tonight and tell you what gets done. Last night I couldn't function. The kids were hyper. They were talking. The TV was blasting, and my computer's downstairs. I didn't feel like bringing it upstairs, so I just stopped doing my work and slept. And my daughter needed help with tangents and all this math stuff, and I was like, dude, can you call Grandpa? Because I don't remember how to do any of that. I couldn't even do my own work. I couldn't even find the remote to turn the TV off in my room. I was just like sitting there like, I'm forcing myself to be vegged out right now. Can you? And I actually set the timer for an hour. I'm like, can you mark the page of your homework so I can have an hour to like sleep and actually function a little bit? So, in a way, it's kind of exciting to have a lot of stuff to do and a lot of places to be. If it weren't for God, I would have been crazy already. Because of God, we have a house that has a door that can be painted. We're not in some slum where they just let stuff rot. It's not like the most luxurious place to live, but it's fine. And I have a car that the people can throw balls at that runs. The engine still runs. And the windows are still closing and intact. So I have a school that I'm allowed to be in because my dad, during segregation, would not have been allowed in the school. And I've read some of the rules in the rule book for the state that I live in. And no, I wouldn't even be allowed to do anything in this state if it were a few decades ago. Because even over here where I live, and it's not in the South, but they still had the same rules that the South had. But they even had worse rules. And I have kids, even if they make messes. I have kids at home that I can take care of, and with all this rushing around and madness, they're just going to be grown one day, and then it will be me sitting here with my houseplant. So, and hopefully that my houseplants don't even seem that happy. But it's like, I need to be, my dad's like, you should be grateful for all the things that your blessings, even though despite some of these really hard, difficult things. And there's a lot of people that did fail different classes or how to remediate, a whole bunch of remediations tomorrow. So there's probably a lot of tension in the air that I can sense. So I just want to say, look, my face is turning all red from that eating wheat and corn. I'm glad I can at least breathe. What I want to say is, I was going to post this on Twitter earlier, but I don't know. I was on my phone. Things are not. I just waste time doing things. I was going to post because my ex-father-in-law used to always talk to me, and I'd be like, oh, we're just doing this, and they were doing this, and the kids are doing this, and I'm teaching in the Sunday school, and I'm blah, 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 blah. And he's like, wow, well, God only gives you what you can handle. He only puts that as much on your shoulders that you can handle. And he goes, and he's from the South, he's like, and my God really thinks you have big shoulders. It's like, God must really think you have big shoulders. So I have to remember that even someone I don't talk to anymore, their words were encouraging, and that's part of my problem. There's a lot of people that hurt me when I was younger. So a lot of what I remember, it's either I remember that they hurt me, and then I remember how I protect myself. So I think I get defensive when people start messing with me or making me upset. I get defensive and I cry, but I also get like run and hide. If someone says something nice, I'm just like, whatever. They're just saying that because they want something from me or something. But I have to think of encouraging things people say, and just with this whole accusation of my teacher trying to say I plagiarized myself or some whatever garbage he was trying to make up. I had complained all the time that I didn't have any friends, and all of a sudden I'm like calling everyone. I'm like, maybe I should be praying right now, or resting, or like doing what I need to do. But anyways, I did contact several people. I contacted several staff members. Letters were written, emails were written, phone calls were made, and I was given an opportunity to redo the grade. I called a bunch of different people, asked a bunch of people to pray for me, and so far things are going okay. So I'm trying to not be mad at myself, because some people will say asking for help is stupid. You don't need anyone's help, you only need God's. But when you have a situation like this, sometimes you need, and I'm sure this person has had many doctors helping them, many lawyers helping them, many staff members helping them, spouse, kids. I know who this person has had. It's a famous person. He writes a lot of books. I know this person's had a lot of help. But I can understand. She said, she feels bad and she wants to call her friends and complain and whine about it. But at the same time, with me, I sometimes feel like I don't know what to do. Should I sit and do nothing and let people treat me a certain way, or let my hard work turn into an F? Or should I, with an accusation that's not true, or should I ask people what do they think should happen? Who should I talk to about this? And then this week I felt stupid this morning. Like, man, I really blabbed to the whole school and told them all my problems. My friends finally whispered, oh, I'm having worse problems than you right now. I'm like, ooh, I feel so selfish. And plus, you're probably being smart by not blabbing it in the hall where people come up to you and ask you what's wrong. I overheard you talking loudly yesterday. But I found a lot of people that said, I've known you for 4 years. You are not dishonest. I've seen you working hard. We've been in the same classes, the same clinic shifts together. And boom, that's it, you know. They said, if you ever need my support to show you the type of character you are. And that really makes me feel special. There's some people I ask for help, they totally ignore my emails and stuff. My other friend I helped her write her business plan this weekend, and she wrote an anonymous letter. If something were to happen where the teacher were to read it, he would probably be able to figure out who it was, unless he had a lot of people rewrite it. But that happened too. So with that, I am off. I am talking too much. I am still preparing for the worst, which I call it when the crap hits the fan, which some of you say other words, but I don't want to say those words. On a daily basis, I already feel like it hits the fan for me all the time. It's just a different kind of fan. It's not the type of fan where I'm going to bug in my house and just use my batteries and my solar chargers and all this stuff, but sometimes it feels that way. But I think I'm just asking God to help me learn from these things and realize this famous author that I'm talking about is also a preacher, and she has had accusation, I don't know what word I'm using, being accused of things, and having stuff blabbed all over the front of a newspaper column, and having a bunch of junk on Wikipedia about money and about they don't deserve this, that, and the other. And a lot of preachers and pastors will get this type of opposition. So I have to realize, you know, who knows, I might be a doctor for a Beverly Hills star. You know, I might travel the world. I might turn into the, you know, first Dr. Oz, like, Black American female naturopath. Who knows what I would do. Or I could be with a patient who can make stuff up. Or I could really mess up. I mean, I messed up my friend's arm today. I mean, I don't think anyone else had that many issues, but I didn't watch anyone else. But, I mean, you could mess up on surgery. You could cut the wrong area. So, there's things in place to take care of this stuff. And I think right now what I need to do, even if I have to go get out a stack of paper, because I like paper, and write down my priorities, write down what to do to get things done by a deadline, and what to do to take care of myself and my kids. I think that's just a lesson that I'm learning right now. I feel like part of my childhood and stuff, and going to college when I was 17, having my mom die when I was 21, I feel like there's something missing with me going to being a child. As a child, I was very, mature, but as an adult, I feel very immature, and I just feel lost when trying to deal with certain situations. I don't feel completely lost. The people that went in my mind first about this teacher thing, those are the people that helped me be able to get a second chance. And there's no saying I'm going to pass the class still, but so I shouldn't be so hard on myself. It's all a learning experience. The same pastor who wrote these books also said, with her age being, 70 years old, she said she still has a lot of work that God needs to help her with, and a lot of things to learn, and a lot of life to enjoy. So